Good afternoon. It's July 27th. Again, I've been rather sporadic in my walking because of my bad foot, which is maybe slightly better, but certainly not back to normal. So this will be a fairly short walk, but it should be interesting. We're starting here between College Court and College. What's that one called? Can I remember? And once upon a time, this was where Central Collegiate, Regina's oldest high school, was. But these condo buildings, ours over here was built in '97, the year we got married. This one was built in 2001 or two. That one in front of me was built in '95, so it's a very nice complex here. And my, these trees have gotten bigger than I remember them when we first moved in '97. They were just little things. Now we've practically got a forest back here. I'm just walking home, but I will go through the park. It's just I haven't been in the park for a while. Get a look at the lake, see what it's looking like on this sunny day. Pretty comfortable temperature, just low 20s, I think. Doing some work in our condo there. It's where a lot of the books for Shadow Press are stored, so I was organizing those. Got a show coming up in Calgary in mid-August, When Words Collide, which is a writing conference I go to every year. And starting last year with Shadow Press, I'm a vendor, so I have to lug a bunch of books to Calgary. I used to do that. Well, I used to do Sask Expo here in Regina, but it's died, unfortunately, so that just leaves the one in Saskatoon I go to every year. We use cross up here at the crosswalk. Take a little walk over by the pool. See if there's anybody enjoying the sunny weather in the pool today. I don't know what its hours are, but it's not even 5 o'clock. I would assume it's still open. Besides going this way, we can take a turn by the famous frog. Certainly warm enough in the sun. The sound stage over there in Creative Saskatchewan, Sask Books. I've walked there many times. Over here is the college building. The original. Oh, there goes a rabbit. Wildlife sighting. A giant frog and a rabbit in the same shot. We should be moving again in a minute, I'm sure. I would love to take longer walks, but I can already tell that this is going to be a pain on my foot, so very annoying. Here's the details if you'd like to pause it and read. One of the most popular sculptures in Regina, created by Joe Fafard in collaboration with his students. Because it used to be that the arts studios were in this building. When I first moved here, that was still the case. When I first moved here, this was where the university theater department was. I remember going to a play there. But more remarkably, I remember a dance workshop I was part of there. Believe me, if you know my dancing ability even before my foot started paining me, it was nothing to write Fred Astaire about. Yeah, I'd love to get over these rocks, but there's not really a good way to do that. Maybe I can risk it about here. There we go. This is the back of the college building. All of this landscaping this used to be just kind of a mess back here when they did all the renovations on here a few years ago now. Everything got much nicer in all ways. I've walked inside the building a few times. If you go back, you can find walks where I actually went through the building. So this is the old building. although parts of it are just a facade, but a lot of the old building still remains. And then this wing replaced a wing they tore down because it was just in too bad a shape to keep. There's a dance studio up in that corner that's named after my mother-in-law, Dr. Alice Goodfellow. There's another room in here that has our names on it because of family donations to the cause, and they were doing the work here. My wife's family is a long-time Regina family and has strong connections to the Conservatory University. I married into it. I hear lots of splashing and children laughing and so forth, so clearly the pool is open. I'll take a turn by it here in a minute. It's over there. This is kind of an outdoor stage area. I've only been at one event here, which would have been fine, except there was also construction work going on just at the other end, so it was kind of a bad, a bad day to have an event there. Somehow the organizers failed to realize that would be going on, even though it was, well, it might have been city workers and they were university, and never the twain shall meet, I guess. This, of course, well, not of course, but it is, back of Dark Hall, where last year I was in Beauty and the Beast. Not doing anything like that this year. Next year, Lyric is doing Sweeney Todd, and I hope to be in that. They did Sweeney Todd once before, and I was supposed to be in the chorus, but then I got hired by Globe Theatre to be in Twelfth Night, I guess. And obviously paying work took precedence over community theater, so I was not in the original production of Sweeney Todd. But Robert Urson, my friend Robert Urson, is directing it again. It'll be completely different from the last time he directed it, because he never does things the same way twice. And I hope to be part of it, but auditions will be in the new year sometime. There's the pool. It's the crosswalk here. Yeah, water slides are open. Everybody having a good time, it looks like. There's a spray park and really nice pool. Not that I swim. I've never been in there as a swimmer. Certainly watched them when they were building it, though. It's not that I can't swim, it's that I'm not very good at it. It's never, when I was a kid, I loved it, but now it's like I get bored. So now I'm wet and bored. Before I was just bored, so. People leaving. We're going to go down this way, down to the lake. Walk along the lake a little bit before we make our way to the crosswalk over Albert Street and home. Should be about a 20-minute walk in total. There's a concession stand here, the Bannock House. You want Bannock? The unmistakable smell of a pool. Chlorinated water. There's always been a playground over here, but it's a huge improvement from when I used to bring Alice to it. And of course, that's Wascana Lake ahead of us. So let's go down and walk along the lake for a little bit. Gazebo over there. The foot thing is weird because, it's clearly I can, it's the foot that's sore, but the pain affects your whole leg, knee, ankle. I think it's because you change the way you walk. Not really stopping me from doing anything except long walks. Doesn't bother me when I'm at the gym, particularly a little, I guess. There's the legislative building. There's one of the aeration fountains, keeps oxygen in the water for the fishies and also to reduce algae growth. Albert Street Bridge over there. Actually, instead of just walking along here, because you've seen the lake now, go up this way. There's some flowers we can look at. As I mentioned before, I've been at a wedding at this gazebo. I've sung at this gazebo. They do a fair amount of music and stuff here, various times. We'll go up here and walk by these gardens, which I haven't looked at all this year. These flower beds, I should say. Again, the pool to my right now. Don't see much of it from this direction because of the trees. There's the water slide. My computer bag with me, which is unfortunate because that's an extra weight I could do without, but I thought I needed it with me. Oh, flowers smell wonderful. Very fragrant along here. Sorry, I don't have smell-o-vision. YouTube isn't offering that yet. Oof. The other bad thing about coming this way is that the ground is uneven, which again, with the foot, is not great, but it's worth it for the lovely smell of the flowers and look at them. And pretty much full bloom now. There's a few still working on blooming. Of course, if you look back the other way, this nice view of the flowers and the gazebo. I will cut through the grass here, I think, and grab this path over here. Actually, maybe I'll go straight across and check out the flower bed in front of the Royal Saskatchewan Museum too. Normally I'd walk that way and cross Albert Street, but I'll stretch it out a little bit more. Go by this gaggle of geese up here. And on the other side of the Royal Saskatchewan Museum, there are lovely flower beds we can take a walk through and then cross Albert up at that corner. There's a path up here that'll take us around to the front. Geese in the shade. We were in England not that long ago, so Canada geese made us feel at home. Crow over there in the grass too. Okay, foot is letting me know that it's ready to finish, but I'm not close to being finished yet, so I'll just have to press on. It seems to do better on pavement than it does on rough ground, even though the grass is softer. I actually ordered some shoes that are supposed to be good for foot pain. I also have an actual foot assessment coming up. I probably should have waited, but these things weren't very expensive. They promised great things. Well, with the shot, I thought it's all a scam. Well, it wasn't a very expensive one. Here, then we can walk up another fine set of flower beds. Royal Saskatchewan Museum. See the Saskatchewan animals that are carved into the band that runs around the whole museum. Very nice feature. I don't even know who did it. Local artisans, presumably. I should look that up sometime. Museum of Natural History, dedicated to the honor of all who came from many lands to settle this part of Canada. There you go, Royal Saskatchewan Museum entrance, one of them. The others, this is actually the exit on this side. You're supposed to go in on the other side, the way it's set up now, but used to be you could go in here. And then here's our lovely flowers. Nice view down the whole link. Back, another view with the flowers in it of the museum. Remember when these trees were a lot smaller too. Funny how things grow. Remember when my daughter was a lot smaller too, and now she's 24. So not small by any means. Smaller than me, but most people are. Not all, most. Now you can't actually cross Albert Street on this side of the intersection. At least you're not supposed to. People do, but there's no light there. It's not a crosswalk. So we'll have to cross to the north side of College here. And then we'll be on the familiar final leg home. It's the sign for the world's largest T-Rex lives here, Scotty the T-Rex. I was actually out there when they were uncovering Scotty. In fact, there's a documentary about it that I don't know what my title is on it, assistant producer or something. I did off-camera interviews with paleontologists for it. Perfect timing here. I don't have to wait at all to go the other way now. There we go. Another nice flower bed over here, actually, as well. Might as well go over and take a look at it, because the only traffic that comes down here comes from that way, and the road is blocked 2 blocks down. And will soon be blocked even closer. Whatever it is they're doing on College Avenue. Another nice flower bed. Angus Crescent, our Crescent, coming up next. My foot is ready for me to stop walking, so that's an indication of why these walks are more sporadic and shorter than I would like. Well, started about 2 months ago. Hasn't really gotten better since. Sporadically somewhat better, but fairly constant discomfort when I walk. So I hope when I get the biometric assessment of my feet in a couple of weeks, it's not next week, but the week after, not this coming week, the week after, I hope they can do something with orthotics or a brace or something to improve the situation. We'll see. And we'll keep trying to walk some, but it certainly isn't going to be what it was, at least not for a while. Hello. On the plus side, on Sunday nights, it's when we usually have a martini, so I've got that waiting for me. Back when the pandemic was on, we started watching the Frick collection in New York, and every Friday, I think it was, they had cocktails with the curator, and the curator would talk about a piece of art and would select a cocktail to match it. And you get the cocktail recipe before the episode, and then you could make the cocktail and have the cocktail as you watch this episode. And we did that. We made some very interesting cocktails, but the one that really stuck was just a classic gin martini. We don't drink a lot of cocktails, but we do make one of those maybe once a week. I've never seen the point of a vodka martini because vodka is boring. To make it flavored, you have to flavor it. Whereas with gin, every bottle of gin tastes different. Plus, you can use different vermouths and also change the flavor, so the martini is ever changing. It's supposed to rain some later, possibly, some tomorrow, maybe, later in the week, maybe. So I don't know. That also affects my walking, of course, but the main thing is the foot. And I go to the gym 3 times a week, and that's an hour or more right there. Once I've done an hour on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm less likely to also walk that day, just because I'm busy, and that's an hour already gone out of my work time. So. Home is near. Almost home. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, the Star Wars reference. Alrighty, we will stop right here. So, I don't know if anybody was walking with me or not. Oh, there's a few numbers there. Thanks for walking with me. I don't know when I'll be back. Sometime this week, hopefully at least a couple of times. Probably just downtown or other short walks, but we'll see.